solve a quadratic equation by factoring. So first off, let's jump right in. We're going to solve a quadratic, right? It has an x squared as our highest exponent. Now, to solve a quadratic equation, it must equal 0. So in this case, we already have that first step taken care of. So we want to solve 0 equals 2x squared minus 4x. So our first step is to factor. So you should notice that both terms, the 2x squared and the 4x, both have a common factor of 2x. So if I factor out that greatest common factor, I end up with 0 equals 2x times the quantity x minus 2. So now we have two terms here, the 2x and the x minus 2. So we're going to set each of those equal to 0. This is our zero product property. Remember, for multiplying two things together, in this case, 2x and x minus 2, in order to get 0, one of those two things has to be 0. So I would say, okay, either 2x is going to be 0 or x minus 2 is going to be 0. So these are the two things that we're going to solve. So on the left, if I take 2x equals 0, that's an easy one. X is 0. And on the right side, if I have x minus 2 equals 0, I add 2 to both sides, and I get x equals 2. So if we would plug either 1, 0, or 2 into the original equation, it would give us 0. So we have two solutions for this particular equation. Let's do another one. X squared minus 4x equals 21. Well, remember, to solve a quadratic equation, the equation must equal 0. So our first step is to get rid of the 21 because we need it to be equal 0. So we're going to start by subtracting 21 from both sides, and that gives us the equation x squared minus 4x minus 21 equals 0. Now we are ready to factor that trinomial. So whether you use the AC method, trial and error, the box method, whatever, you'll factor it to be an x minus 7 and an x plus 3 for our two terms. Again, using the zero product property, we're going to set each of these terms equal to 0 and solve. So I get x minus 7 equals 0, which means x is 7, and x plus 3 equals 0, which means x is negative 3. So once again, you can check this by taking 7, plug it into the original equation, and it should come out to be true. And then negative 3, same thing. Plug it into the original equation, and it'll be true. So again, two solutions for this particular equation. Let's do one more. We're going to solve 2x squared minus 11x plus 15 equals 0. Well, we can see clearly here that we already are set equal to 0, so that's good. So we can just start by factoring. Now this one is a little bit more challenging in terms of factoring because our leading coefficient is 2, and we do not have a common factor. So 2, 11, and 15 do not share any common factors, so we are just ready to factor this trinomial. Now hopefully you recognize that the last term, the 15, is a positive 15. So we know our middle terms are either both going to be positive or both going to be negative. And because our b term, our middle term, is negative, both will be negative. So we end up with 2x minus 5 and x minus 3. And once we have it factored, we have two pieces, right? Two terms multiplied together to be 0. So again, we set each term equal to 0 and solve. So 2x minus 5 equals 0. This is a two-step equation. So we're going to add 5 to both sides, then divide by 2. So our first answer is 5/2. Our other term is x minus 3, so we set that equal to 0. Add 3 to both sides, and we end up with x equals 3. So for this last equation, our two solutions are 5/2 and x equals 3.